What's good, Grizz Gang and NBA fanatics? I am Memphis X, and on this channel, I talk hoops. Today, I'm going to do a little breakdown on what we can look for during the last 22 games of this wonderful Memphis Grizzlies season, right after this.
KeyAno.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Morant spiking, let's go for he that MVP. Ooh, reppin' that blue, all on the court, baby.
All right, we are 60 games into this season. We just had the All-Star break. Congratulations once again to Morant for starting in the All-Star game, being voted in by the fans and selected by the media and the coaches. Morant starting at the All-Star game over Luka Doncic. Hey, who would have thought that last year at this time? So we're 60 games in. We're 41-19, the Memphis Grizzlies. We're having a hell of an exciting season. Like I said, Dillon Brooks has missed most of the season. We've had various injuries. We've had COVID like everybody else. But we're sitting here, as you can see, we are third in the West, third overall in the NBA. The Grizzlies are currently 1.5 games behind the second place Golden State Warriors and 8 full games behind the Phoenix Suns. Now, I can tell you offhand, I don't think there's any chance that we can catch the Phoenix Suns. That's even if Chris Paul doesn't play another game this season, this regular season. So I'm not even going to put that in the air that it's a possibility, because it's not. 8 games, 22 games to go. It's not happening. Even though Phoenix has 24 games to go, they would have to go on an unprecedented losing streak for us to even have a chance to get in it. On the other hand, the Golden State Warriors, they are vulnerable. If you remember during All-Star Weekend, Draymond Green was saying that he has maybe about 3 to 4 weeks left before he comes back from his, I guess, calf injury that was caused by a pinched nerve in his back. Ouch. So, yeah, he says he's got about 3 to 4 weeks left before he comes back. He said that during the All-Star break. He also said that same thing about a week prior, the same timeline. So I think the timeline's kind of stretching out there. I've been kind of doing a little detective work on Warriors podcast, and they've kind of noticed it too, that timeline is kind of getting stretched out there. And you do have to be kind of a little bit worried about calf injury that's caused by a pinched nerve in the back. And as a Grizzly fans, we know that our front office takes every precaution with injuries. They do not rush guys back. Matter of fact, they take them extra long if possible. Well, other than Ja. But everybody else, they take them extra long. It's like, I don't know how, it seems like Dillon Brooks has been gone 2 months on a sprained ankle, and he's still got about another 2 weeks left before he comes back, before it's even in the picture that he's coming back. So, yeah. So we got a 1.5 game deficit. We're 2-1 against the Warriors this regular season. We have 1 game left. Win or lose, we will probably still own the tiebreaker. So all we have to do really is catch the Warriors. We don't have to pass them, because we're going to own the tiebreaker by virtue of being hopefully the Southwest Division champions, because that's after the head-to-head. The second tiebreaker is division. So if we're the division winners and they haven't won, they're not going to win their division over Phoenix, then we should win the tiebreaker, and that will make us the 2nd seed, and hopefully we'll get the worst of or I guess we would be getting the best of the play-in teams, or the best of the winner of the 7 and 8 game in the play-in, whoever that may be. We don't know. You never can tell. Right now, that'd be between the LA Clippers, who the Grizzlies kind of own, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who we play tonight. So everything's kind of relevant. The All-Star game was kind of late this year, so we're going to have a real fast sprint to the end of the season. Everybody has about 22 to 25 games left in the season, and so it's going to be a real sprint to the end of the season. Everybody's had a week and a half off, so people should be rejuvenated. A lot of players are getting back healthy. A lot of teams that made trades during the trade deadline are going to get those guys integrated into their system. They've been able to practice over the break. So, a lot's going to happen. Now, we have a 4-game lead on Utah. Now, that means that the Grizz cannot slip up. The Grizz cannot take their foot off the gas at all, because we know that when healthy, the Utah Jazz are one of the best, if not the best, regular season team in the NBA. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect them with after they traded away, I forgot the Australian guy, the Australian guy they traded away. I keep getting his name. But after that trade, I don't know how that's going to work out, but we will see. Utah is 36-22. Like I said, they're 12 games out of the first, 4 games behind the Grizzlies. I'm not sure. I haven't checked to see if we have a game against them left or not. But regardless, I think we do own the tiebreaker against them. So that's something that's also in our favor. So I don't really think they're going to have enough time to catch us. I don't think the Grizzlies are going to collapse like that, especially with Dillon Brooks coming back. As long as we stay relatively healthy, I think everything should go fine, and we should be trying to concentrate on catching the Warrior. So that's it. We are currently, I think we are 4th in the West in point differential, as you can see, at 4.9. We score 113.8 points a game, giving up 109 points per game. You can see it's pretty hefty. But, defense is we kind of give up a lot of points on defense. One of the better scoring teams, especially among the top teams. We got 1.5 games, and Draymond's going to be out probably to the end of March. So we can really make some hay on the Golden State Warriors, and if we get past the first round, can have home court advantage in the second round. Now, looking at what we have left as far as the upcoming schedule goes, as I said, tonight we have a game against Minnesota on the road. Then we're at Chicago, and then we're at home versus San Antonio on Monday, February 28th. We got a road game. We go out to Boston on the 3rd. So that means we get a couple of days off before we go out to Boston. Then we got Orlando and Houston on a back-to-back, which shouldn't be too bad. That's 2 subpar teams on the weekend back-to-back, even though we're going to be doing home versus Orlando and then at Houston the next night on Sunday. Then we got a home game versus New Orleans on TNT. We play a home game on Friday, that Friday after that, March 11th, versus New York on NBA TV. Then we're at Oklahoma City, at Indiana, at Atlanta, and then at Houston again on the 20th. And we finish this little chunk off with Brooklyn at home, and Brooklyn probably will be fully loaded then, so that should be a good test. And it's going to be on ESPN. So as you could tell by the way they treated Ja Morant at the All-Star weekend, the Grizzlies are probably going to be a big deal for the rest of the way. We're probably going to get a couple more home games, a couple of more TV games than we were used to. And, that's always cool. I don't really care because I'm going to be listening to Pete and Brevin anyway on Bally. So it doesn't matter to me about national TV games, but it's better for, I guess, the out-of-town Memphis Grizzlies fans who do not have league pass. Now, the last thing we want to talk about is this all-important draft pick that we got in the Jonas Valanciunas trade with New Orleans this summer. It's the Los Angeles Lakers first-round pick. And currently, as you can see, the Los Angeles Lakers pick is currently at 11. which would be the best that pick can possibly be. Now, if that pick, you can see they're trailing. Portland is right on their heels. New York is right on their heels. San Antonio is right on their heels. And then you got New Orleans, Sacramento, Indiana. Those teams are not going to be in the mix at all. Now, what's good for us is one of the primary teams that's behind the Lakers, the Portland Trail Blazers, just announced that Yusuf Nurkic will be sitting out for the next 4 weeks with plantar fasciitis. And at this point in the season, that usually means for a tanking team that he's going to be out the rest of the year. So, yippee, yippee, yippee. That's one less team to catch us. New York has been inconsistent all year, so I don't think they're going to catch the Lakers. Now, we really don't want to play with fire and be the 11th team. You know, I would like that pick to be 12 to 13. Hopefully, you know, I wouldn't mind the pick to even jump up to 16 if the 15, 16 if the Lakers make the playoff. But, you know, the importance of this pick cannot be understated, because if we don't get this pick this year, if that pick falls under 11, like 1 to 10, that pick goes to New Orleans, and, you know, that's a division rival getting another lottery pick. And our pick will will go to Cleveland's 2022 second-round pick and a New Orleans 2025 second-round pick. So that's a massive difference between a lottery pick and 2 possibly late second-round picks. Massive difference. This lottery pick could set the Grizzlies up real well for the future as far as building a future dynasty, getting maybe drafting a replacement for either Tyus Jones or Kyle Anderson, you know, depending on who they want to keep and who they want to let go, and giving us some, you know, some flexibility, you know, especially since the Grizzlies also have 2 later first-round picks, their own first-round pick, and the Utah Jazz first-round pick. And I expect both of those picks to be – I expect the Grizzlies pick to be about 27, 28, probably 29th pick, you know, depending on how they do to finish the year. And I expect the Utah Jazz pick to be 24th, 25th pick, something around there. So, you know, in this draft, we're looking at maybe taking, you know, a flyer on some potential future role players. Nothing, you know, we're not counting on getting another Desmond Bain at the end of the first round. You know, that would be wonderful if it happened, but, you know, you don't, even as good as the Grizzlies draft, as good as the front office drafts for the Grizzlies, you know, we can't depend on getting a borderline all-star at the end of the first round every draft. I mean, come on. He's the king, but he ain't that bad. So I would like y'all to, you know, that's basically all we're going to say for this video. It's welcome back after the All-Star break. We're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that has had our number in one game, and we beat in the other game. It seems like Anthony Edwards really gets up for the Memphis Grizzlies because of his little, you know, his little respect he has for Ja, and he wants to show out, you know, wants to show out with Ja in there. So the Timberwolves are going to be at home, and the Timberwolves are still, you know, trying to, you know, they're trying to run for that sixth seed so they can make the playoffs without, you know, falling in the play-in. They don't want to play around with the play-in game. So they're still on their P's and Q's, and they've been playing well lately. So this game is going to be a good one to get the Grizzlies in the right frame of mind coming out the All-Star break. You know, Ja's been kicking it all, you know, All-Star break. But what we do know about Ja, when it's time to put in work, he's going to put in work. Work ethic can never be questioned. That's why I love to see him enjoy himself on his first All-Star weekend. It was wonderful to see the young man enjoy himself, really, you know, meet his heroes, you know, during All-Star weekend, have some fun, kick it with his friends, you know, kick it with his family. And then he knows, and we know, when it comes time, game time, Ja's going to be back to business. I expect him to pick up right where he left off before the All-Star break, and the Memphis Grizzlies to do the same. Now, so this is, you know, this is the video, and this is what we're going to try to do on this channel from here on out. We're going to try to do a little, maybe, hopefully a little daily video, or maybe a little, you know, Maybe every other day video, 3 times a week. We're playing it by ear right now, just trying to get a comfort level on how we're gonna do it. So make sure if you're a Grizzlies fan or just a general NBA fan at all, like this video, share this video with other NBA fans, and subscribe to my channel so you can get the updates on what's going on, because we're going to start. If you saw the earlier videos I used to do, I've delayed my draft talk because the Grizzlies were playing so well, and I'm still delaying that draft talk for right now because I don't want to jinx that damn Lakers pick, by getting too hyped up about some lottery picks or lottery level picks right now. So I'm just going to let that slide and let that stay in the burner right now. And right now, we're going to just make sure this is Memphis X with iTalkHoops, and I'll see you guys on the next video.